Hello, Brethren Village. This is Doug Dosh, the ground supervisor, coming to you from our ground shop. I wanted to give you an inside look a little bit into some of the things we do to get ready for winter. Believe it or not, we actually start on winter before winter is almost over the previous year. And what I mean by that, well, we're constantly going over equipment throughout the winter, making sure everything's in good condition from storm to storm. But at the end of the year, we kind of make a list and start going over equipment to make sure it's ready for the next year. Instead of waiting until it's almost winter to go over things, we actually go over them at the end of the year of the previous winter season and get things fixed and get it cleaned up and get it ready to go. But then we make projects throughout the summer. We'll start chipping away at some of the more major projects. And what I want to do is kind of give you an inside look at one of our real major projects, and that involves our machine that we call Gizmo, okay? Just to give you a little history on Gizmo. Gizmo is a Kubota mower, actually. Its life started as a mower, and it was purchased in 2005. So this has been on campus for 16 years. And at that point in time, Roland, who is currently the Life Systems Administrator for Technology, he was actually the ground supervisor at that time. That was one of his probably many tasks that he was doing at that point in time. But he actually was able to purchase this machine, and it has been a great machine for Brethren Village. The neat thing about that is Shelly, who's on the grounds team, was here when Gizmo was purchased, and she's had the opportunity to probably run Gizmo in the winter most of those 16 years. We also, in 2005, there were actually only 2 full-time grounds people. One of them was Shelly, and one of them was Martha, who is the med transportation driver, the medical bus transportation driver at the currently here at Brethren Village. So you're going to see us disassembling this. It's going to take over the next few weeks because we have other things to do on grounds. This isn't going to be the only thing we're working on. So you'll get to see how we take this apart, where it goes to, and then you'll get to see the finished product. I'll show you what attachments it has for winter. That's one of the greatest things about this machine. It's unfortunate they don't make this anymore, but we have a snow blower, we have a power broom that fits on it, and we have a blade. It also has a salt spreader on. So we'll show you the final product of what what Gizmo looks like for its winter dress, shall we say. So looking forward to bringing this to you. Okay, so we are back in the ground shop on a rainy day working on Gizmo again, and we have done a few things. So we have taken off the ROPS, a bunch of other miscellaneous items that will needed to come off for us to do take the cab off. There's the heater, the seat, and just some miscellaneous parts. So right now, Gizmo is kind of in a little disarray. Got some tools and some other items here just ready for us to start taking the cab off. So that's going to be our next step. So here we go. bring you in here a little closer. So this is the problem we have. This is where you put your feet, and this is all rusted. It's just on both sides like that. It's really getting to the point where it's just, it needs to be replaced. So this is the part here. This whole area through here is what is this new one. So that's what we're going to be working on here. This is where the rust is on the old one. So now we got to get that off. So that's what we're going to work on next. Okay, so we have pieces here back on Gizmo. We have the new radiator in. We got battery in. We're starting to work on tires right now. We got a couple mounted. Working on mounting some others over here. So we'll work on getting the tires on today. So now we have the tires on, back on the wheels, and the wheels and tires on the unit. So Gizmo's got its sneakers back on and ready to go. And everything is looking good. And we're gonna get ready to put the floor pan and the cab on. And we'll just go here quick. It's doing well. It's going to start right up. Yeah, so everything at this point is working good. And now the next phase, like I said, we'll be putting on the body or the floor pan and the cab. So that will be the next thing that you will get to see. So we have the floorboard on. And now we're getting ready to do the cab. So we have the hydraulic lines coming through. We did a much better hole there for that. We're making some improvements as we go along the way just to keep things preserved better for the winter. But Gizmo's looking really good, nice and shiny, and all ready to get the cab on. Cab is on. Gizmo has his roof on and is getting ready for bad weather. So we are that far. Everything is looking good, fitting good. Now the next part we will need to do is we're going to have to come around here. We're going to need to hook up the heater. That needs hooked up. We have the heater hoses outside here that will get hooked to the heater. We'll get power hooked up. We have, this is spreader control. That needs to get put back in. Wiring needs to get put back. We need to get the roll bar, which is back here. That is the roll bar. Rollover protection, or ROPS. That needs to go in. That will go in the back here. We need to get the hydraulics that belong to that hooked up. And this is a fuse panel for auxiliary things like the spreader and some of the different lights we run. That needs to get reconnected. And then the hood will be the last thing, which that's all ready to go on. the hood will go in on the back. So that will be our next, be the last part of what we do. So now we're gonna hook up the attachments on Gizmo and make sure everything works for winter. So this is the broom and the snowblower. And we already have the blade on, so that's the first thing we're gonna take off is the blade. So here we go. Okay, we take the hoses off, and then we have these carts with wheels on, and most of the attachments have a cart with wheels, and we'll just set that on so we can move it around without carrying it all the time. So it works out fairly well. And each piece has a pin in it, and we'll get that one out of the way, and now we'll attach the snowblower. Now we're gonna hook up the chute here. Has a worm drive and a motor, and we are going to hook that up by getting the electric out of here, and that goes down through the floor. Comes out over here and then hooks in right here. We're going to bring it out here, out of the shop a little bit. And we're going to step to the side, and he's going to start it up and get it, make sure everything works. Set up and do the broom next. All right, so now we're going to install the broom and test that, and we're going to actually end up leaving this on. So it's similar to the blower. We're going to put the pins in, and there's a couple extra pieces here that need to go in. We'll see how we do this. Get the pins clipped in. This has stands on. We just dropped the stands down, and then we put a little extra piece of metal in these connections here. I think you're gonna have to lift it or something. All right, we're gonna start it up and lift up the hydraulics. You wanna start up and get these pieces of metal in. Now what we did, we had to figure it out. We put these pieces of metal in here so that when this lifts up, it'll lift higher in the front. Especially when you get snow on, the snow will build up on here and it'll just get heavier as the storms go along. Okay, we have the hoses on. Now we're gonna start it up. And first thing we're gonna do though is this sets on feet to keep the brushes off the ground so that you don't get a flat spot. So we're gonna just raise them up so we can test the broom when it comes out here a little bit. So we're gonna lift them up. And we're gonna fire it up, bring it out, make sure it does what it needs to do. And there it is. Gizmo is all set up for winter. We have the snow blower, like we checked out, the snow blade and plow, the broom, which has some noise in it. We're going to do a little more checking on that yet. Obviously, you have the winter cab. We need to put a new wiper on there yet. The wiper blade is a little aged. You have the window panel in the side, and there's a window panel in the back, and there is the door, and there's the back window. All it is vinyl canvas with a piece of clear plastic of some kind for a window. But there we go. Gizmo's all back, ready to go. And you'll see it out in the winter during storms, helping to keep the campus safe. So thanks for watching, appreciate it. We'll bring you some more equipment videos on some things that we're doing, and hopefully you enjoy these. Have a great winter.